All right. So, a unusual update to a story that I posted about, I think yesterday, about the Spanish soccer federation head who turned out to be, if not a creep, at least really stupid. So, anyway, the update is that his mother is now in a church and has declared a hunger strike because she wants to guilt that Jenny into retracting what she said, even though everybody saw it with their own damn eyes. I mean, I realize this is a mother, and of course, she wants to protect her son, but at the same time, there is evidence. So, anyway, let's get to the article. The mother of the Spanish Soccer Federation president, under fire for kissing a women's World Cup champion on the lips, started a hunger strike Monday in defense of her son as calls grew for his resignation and prosecutors opened a preliminary investigation. The leaders of the regional soccer bodies that make up the Spanish Federation added their call for soccer chief Luis Rubiales' resignation on Monday. FIFA, the world soccer body, had already provisionally suspended him for 90 days after he gave a defiant speech refusing to step down. The scandal surrounding the kiss and Rubiales' refusal to accept Jenny Hermoso's insistence that it was not consensual has overshadowed the Spanish team's 1-0 victory against England in the Women's World Cup final. Spain's national team players said last week they would not play any more games unless Rubiales resigns. Rubiales also came under a storm of criticism for grabbing his crotch in a victory gesture while in the presidential box near Spain's Queen Letizia and her teenage daughter, Princess Sofia. Yeah, so much wrong there. First off, the fact that he still thinks that doing that type of a celebration at all is in any way celebratory, let alone at a woman's event. I mean, seriously, what is the point of that? I never understood the crotch grabbing thing regardless, but as a celebration, again, at a woman's event, what exactly are you saying? There were no balls there. No testosterone, just women. I do not understand the point of that gesture. Now, and it is a vulgar gesture. Many people consider it vulgar. And this is a Catholic country. So, plus, regardless of your feelings about royalty, there is a certain way you're supposed to act, and grabbing your crotch isn't one of them. Plus, she had her 16-year-old daughter with her. Again, regardless of what you think of the royal family, what are you doing in front of a woman and her teenage daughter? I mean, how dumb is that? Again, the gesture itself is dumb in any context, but especially one in this one. And my problem is more the fact that it made no sense. Because what exactly is that gesture supposed to mean? The way I understand it is it's supposed to show that you're more manly because you have bigger balls or something. These are women. I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but women do not have balls. They do have testosterone, but not to the point that they have balls. So, at least not not cis women. So, again, what was the point of that? And trans women would not grab their crotch because why would they bring attention to something that makes them different than cis women? So yeah, that gesture doesn't make any sense to me in any context. But anyway, back to the article. Rubiales' mother, Angeles Behar, told the state news agency EFE she would remain on hunger strike night and day at a church in southern Spain until what she called the inhumane hounding of her son ends. Inhumane. How is it inhumane to want a creeper to resign? And yes, it might have been just a boneheaded mistake on his part that he realized, oh, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have done that. But, okay, so he's not a creeper. It's a stupid mistake. They're still not inhumane. Something tells me someone doesn't know what words mean. Speaking outside the church in the southern town of Motril, Rubiales' cousin, Vanessa Ruiz, joined his mother in calling on Emerso to tell the truth. What truth? That everyone had it wrong and that it was consensual, even though she said it wasn't? Right then and there. It's not like, she thought about it for a few days and saw the outcry and decided, maybe I should, say it wasn't consensual since, everyone seems to think it wasn't. Because maybe I just don't know my own mind. What? Seriously, what truth do you think she's hiding? Emerso has denied Rubiales' claim that she consented to what he called the mutual kiss during the August 20th medal ceremony in Sydney, Australia. I would love to know what he considers it, why he thinks it was mutual. Because he kissed her and she didn't, slap him or kick him in the nuts? Seriously, what exactly about that interaction led him to think that this was in any way wanted? And this has been a problem with men in power. They seem to think that because a woman doesn't feel comfortable, beating the shit out of him for doing something inappropriate is the same as consenting to it. No, that just means that she's too uncomfortable with it or too shocked to actually do something back. It doesn't mean she wanted it. In a statement last week, Emerso said she considered herself the victim of abuse of power and accused the Spain Soccer Federation of trying to pressure her into supporting Rubiales. The federation hit back by saying she was lying and that it would take legal action against her. Okay, sure. Sure, she's lying. That's why you put out a statement, a completely fabricated statement, because she's the one who's lying. On Monday, leaders of the regional bodies within the Spanish Federation called on Rubiales to resign after the latest developments and the unacceptable behavior that has caused great damage to the image of Spanish soccer. Earlier in the day, the National Court's prosecutor's office said it was opening a preliminary investigation into whether the kiss was a sexual aggression offense and said it would give Emerso 15 days to file a formal complaint as an alleged victim of sexual aggression. Spain is hoping the country's sports tribunal, which resolves legal issues in sports, will remove Rubiales definitively. Oh my God, I can't talk. Victor Francos, head of the government's sports body, said the tribunal has yet to inform it what it intends to do about Rubiales. Francos also expressed concern over how the issue may affect Spain's bid to hold the 2030 World Cup with Portugal, Morocco, and possibly Ukraine, because that's the important part in all of this. The scandal has caused a commotion in Spain and abroad. On Monday, UN spokesman Stefan Dujarric criticized what he called a critical issue of sexism in sports, adding, "We hope the Spanish authorities and the Spanish government deal with this in a manner that respects the rights of all female athletes." Acting Deputy Prime Minister Yolanda Diaz met Monday with soccer union representatives with a view to removing Rubiales and changing the way equality issues are managed in Spanish soccer. There has to be a profound renewal of the sporting structure in our country, she said at a news conference. Meanwhile, several hundred people waving purple women's rights placards gathered in the center of Madrid for an anti-Rubiales protest and in support of Hermoso. And that is the end of that article. Now, I do feel for the mother because it's possible she didn't watch the match. She's just knee-jerkingly supportive of her son because she has unconditional love for him. And I get that. However, evidence is not in your son's favor. He did what he did. It was gross. And if he would just admit it, that he made an error. And at one point he did admit it. It's like he just backtracked because he realized that people were going out for blood. So somehow backtracking is going to make it better. I don't know. Because if he just admitted without any qualification that he screwed up, it's possible he could have saved all of this. And I don't know. Maybe the mother just thinks because Catholic guilt is a thing, maybe she thinks that if she goes on hunger strike and is near death, that this girl is going to suddenly realize that she would be responsible for the death of a old woman, so she would recant or something. I honestly do not know what is the hunger strike for. I mean, I get it, she wants to support her son, but there are other ways that you can support your son without, trying to kill yourself. That just makes no sense to me. But neither did Rubiales' celebration, especially the crotch grabbing incident. The kiss, I don't understand that either, because it would make more sense if he did it to all the girls, but the fact that he singled one out, it's just really, really gross and creepy. Granted, he celebrated in other ways with the other girls that were also inappropriate. But at the same time, if he just admitted that he screwed up, I saw that he had suggested that he wouldn't celebrate any differently with his daughters. Great. That's wonderful. These aren't your daughters. So what is it with men and not seem to understand that situations are situational, and that just because you can do something with your family doesn't mean you can do it with strangers? I do not understand why this is a thing. But anyway, I think I've covered this article, so I will see you guys probably tomorrow for the next one.